Welcome back to Monza. As you can see, some oil down in the first chicane, and a couple of cars did not get away from the grid. Looking there at Kelvin Snooks, the Dutchman, and Johan Jokinen, the Dane, who did not get away either when the cars started away from the grid. So they should be able to join the field. There is Jokinen. Car finally got going. Not something that any driver wants, to be stuck on the grid on a green flag lap. They're being led round by Julian Palmer, but Kelvin Snooks is being pushed into the pit lane. Looks like the Dutchman's car will not start. They need to get him through the gap in the wall and out of the way. They've got a couple of minutes to do so as the cars go round on their formation lap. Led by Julian Palmer, and now Mihai Marinescu, who lines up third. There is a gap to his left on the front row of the grid, and Kazim Vasiliauskas lining up fourth, who's now third in the queue. Stephen, when you're in that situation, when you're on row 2, wondering where you're going to squeeze in, and suddenly the guy in front is not there, then, you know, that gives you a huge opportunity to make a really good start. So we need to keep an eye on Vasiliauskas. I mean, he's a quick racer anyway, but I can imagine he'll be looking to try and take the lead from Palmer into the first chicane. Yeah,
he'll be smiling from ear to ear at the minute, so you know, it's a great opportunity for him to get down into the first corner without an accident, because you know, the first corner at the minute we can see there's a lot of dust down. You know, there must be oil down or whatever, and you know, it depends on Jokinen what he does, if he comes into the pits or he maybe goes to his grid slot, so there is a chance of that.
Yes, the rule, the FIA rule is that if you get going before the final car, then you should be able to come up the field, but he doesn't seem to be doing that at the moment. Can't see him desperately overtaking people, so he may not be familiar with all the rules, and he may just be sitting there at the back of the field. Well, that's a shame for Kelvin Snooks as well. Had a good weekend for the first time, really, in these cars when we were in Marrakesh. Felt at the end of it a lot more confident than he did at the beginning. And now, unfortunately, that confidence completely knocked, because he's going to have to start from the pit lane. Sergei Afnasiev there, as we said, didn't qualify because, well, he was whisked away in an ambulance to the medical centre. He is A-OK, so he'll be fine to race. A lot of overtaking to be done, and he'll be very interesting to follow. Coming down this long back straight at Monza. One of the things that makes this such a great racetrack is it has got long straights in which you can use the slipstream to catch and try and pass the car in front. I mean, it's a proper grown-up track.
It is, yeah. It's the fastest. This holds the fastest overall top speed in any other circuit. So, yeah, it's a really good circuit because the drivers don't get too tired on it, apart from the heat. The heat is the biggest thing this weekend, but you know, you've got lots of time to rest in the car because the straights are so long, and the other corners, you know, you've basically got chicanes, lots of rooms for mistake, but you know, whoever has got the quickest car in the straight and makes the least mistakes on the brakes usually comes out on top. But it all depends on how big a group of cars are coming onto the last few laps together, and sort of it can be a matter of luck who crosses the line first.
Luck or judgment? Luck if it's not you, judgment if it is you, I think. So the cars now starting to form up on the grid at the end of their formation lap, and there is a gap on the front row. Monza in Italy, cars forming up on the grid, getting ready for the start of the first of the 2 races of this FIA Formula 2 weekend, and Johan Jokinen driving his way back up between the 2 lines into his front row starting spot alongside poleman Julian Palmer. Well, Jokinen deciding not to pass on the formation lap, waited till he got to the grid. Palmer on pole on the right of your screen, Jokinen on the left-hand side. Red lights will come on, revs rise, and away they go. Short hold, good start from the front row men, very good start from Nicola Di Marco. The Italian goes from the outside to the inside track up to the first chicane. Now he's going back outside again in the silver car. He's up to 3rd place already. He's on the turbo boost, he's down the inside, throws it at the apex, flies over the curbs, misses everyone, but the wildest best attempt at a pass I think I've seen there in quite some time.
Yeah, he looks like he's had a bit of a rear lock up on the brake bias and sort of aimed for the grass and the curb sent him flying, so at least he hasn't took anyone else out with that mistake.
It looked like he was going to get rid of both of them. Jokinen goes around Palmer for the lead into the Roggia. Good move. Vasiliauskas in third, Riccardo Teixeira in fourth. But wild move from Nicola Di Marco, nearly took everybody out, and it looks like Jolyon Palmer is struggling for pace here. Jokinen may well have used turbo overboost to pull away into the first of the Lesmos as well, because if you can make a break here, you can stay away. And up ahead of Aman Ibrahim, good start from Dean Stoneman, 8th on the grid. He's now up to 5th position. Of course, we have lost Di Marco, who's in front of him, but Dean a little despondent after qualifying and wants to make sure that the top 4 don't get away. Oh, and Aman Ibrahim on the pale blue car tried to go around the outside into Ascari. Contact between them, he rejoins and can't quite hold it as it comes on off the grass. Exciting first lap. Jokinen leads from Palmer, Vasiliauskas, the black and red car under pressure. Teixeira for 4th place. Dean Stoneman goes straight by, so he is now up to 4th from 8th on the grid, and we haven't even completed lap 1. Did say to him this morning, you have got plenty of opportunity if you avoid a first corner shunt to make up places from wherever you qualify here, and he's proving exactly that. But top 3 look like they're breaking away.
Yeah.
And Marinescu down to 7th under pressure from Philipp Eng, 7th and 8th. The green and white car, Mihai Marinescu, and Philipp Eng, the bright red car behind him.
Yeah, Dean really needs to get up to these first 3 cars really to make a fight of it. You can see they've pulled out a small gap already. Hopefully Teixeira will sort of hold these guys up and
well, not for
make
long.
a fight of it.
Look, Jack Clark going to the inside through the Curva Grande up to the Roggia. There's a car in the mirror of Riccardo Teixeira. He's really the stopper in the bottle there. Has not got anything like the race pace that he had in qualifying. And look, they're queuing up 3 wide behind him almost through the Lesmos.
Yeah, Jack Clark looks really fast at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah. So Jack Clark in the blue car, the white car with the green highlights behind with the lime green, that's Mihai Marinescu. The 4th car in the train, the red car, that's Philipp Eng in 8th. Will Bratt in 9th position. And Philipp Eng looking to make a move on Marinescu, move left, move right, and goes left again. And then out to the right going into Varianti Ascari. Fastest man on the track is Jokinen. 2nd fastest on the first sector was Mihai Marinescu. And Stoneman now right with Vasiliauskas just in front of this battle. Dean Stoneman has caught Kazim Vasiliauskas for 3rd place, so Stoneman making really fast progress. Winner of the first race in Marrakesh, 2nd in race 2 in Marrakesh, Dean Stoneman, so really had a good time in North Africa, and 4th at the line at the end of lap 2.
Yeah, Dean's done the fastest last sector, so he's obviously getting a bit of a tow now if he's getting up close.
Lock up from Philipp Eng in the red car, but makes it up into 7th ahead of Mihai Marinescu. So gets in front of the Romanian, and he's gone already. Got onto the power very quickly out of the Rettifilio and straight into Curva Grande, starting to stretch his legs away a little. And this is really where the tactics of when you use the overboost come in. You know, if you use it to try and make a pass, or then you use it to try and escape and break away from the car behind.
Yeah.